The Commanders got a rare 29-21 victory against the Giants in this ugly, ugly season, which actually proved myself and a lot of other people wrong. Now, you might be asking, how did they get this win? Well, that's what we're here for. Let's go into a deep dive and figure out how the Commanders beat the New York Giants. See you there. So, how exactly did the Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants? Well, first we'll start on defense, and our key point in number one is we contained Jackson Dart pretty well. As I said in my preview video last week, the biggest key to the game when it comes to defense is keeping Jackson Dart contained within that pocket and making sure he doesn't make too many plays with his feet on the ground, which he did have some plays on the ground. And you know what? You're going to give some of that up. I think he finished with 63 yards off 9 carries, averaging about 7 yards per carry. But when we were able to contain him and force him to make those passes from the pocket, he was pretty unsuccessful against us. We had pretty tight coverage, had him throw into late windows, and even force him to throw an interception across the middle. Catch from Mikey Sainristil. We'll get to you later, Mikey. He did get an interception, and on that throw, you could see it was towards the middle, and the last thing you want to be towards the middle is late, and that's what he was. I wasn't truly that impressed with Jackson Dart. He was good. You know, he got the swag everyone likes and the cockiness and all the Baker Mayfield kind of flash of it all. But when it comes to straight pocket passing, not that impressed. He's a good runner now. He is a good runner. And of course, he did get hurt. But I feel like that's just a part of his game. Maybe it's like a little playing possum or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we did a pretty good job in containing him. He did have a touchdown pass, a very nice pass to Tyrone Tracy, but it was against Bobby Wagner. And if you watch my videos, you guys know exactly how I feel about Bobby Wagner and pass coverage. It shouldn't happen. So yeah, we did a pretty good job against Jackson Dart. I feel like he left a lot of throws out on the table with some misses and some misreads that he had. But he made plays here and there, but majority of it was with his legs. And that's not always going to win you a football game in the NFL. Sometimes you're going to have to sit back and make those throws from the pocket, especially against a defense like ours, where you should be able to torch us up. And I want to give a huge shout out. I didn't even know who you were before this game. Number 34, our cornerback. I believe it was Antonio Hamilton. Number 34. Man, he played one heck of a game. He had some times where it looked like he was going to be beat, but he was able to recover and knock the ball out, or he was able to make some tackles in space or be there on great coverage. 34 Hamilton, we definitely need to get him more plays because he was very impressive. Looked better than some of our starters, actually. Lattimore. Yeah, I'm just going to say it out there, man. I mean, I know it wasn't against the greatest receiving corps, but he looked great out there. Another key to the game for us was stopping the running game. Like I said before, Jackson Dart did have a total of 63 rushing yards, and it was a total for the Giants of 146. So that honestly isn't that bad because that means excluding his rushing yards when it comes to very prototypical handed off to the running back between Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary, they only totaled 83 yards. Now, Tyrone Tracy did have some impressive runs where he was able to bounce off tacklers, and he was able to total 70 yards, averaging 4.7 yards per carry, which is solid. But then you look at Singletary, he only had 5 carries for 13 yards. So we definitely did a great job against the run. And like I said before, forcing Jackson Dart to stay in that pocket and make those passes, which I think was a huge lead to our win. Now, I also said earlier, I want to get to Mikey Sainristil because he did have an interception. And that's been the story with Mikey. He will give you these big splash plays. He leads us with interceptions with 4. But with those plays comes all the inconsistencies. He got beat deep on the touchdown on the corner route. And that's just been happening all year long where he'll get beat 3-4 times. But then he basically makes up for it, the great eraser, by getting an interception. And it kind of makes people forget about what happened in that first half or those other plays. But no, Mikey, I ain't forget, man. I remember it was a good play that you made, but there's also so many bad plays that culminate. And I think teams know and they go after him. So he's definitely needs to continue to improve at the end of this season and going into next season. So yeah, I definitely think our defense did enough for us to win. So let's go to the offense. So like I said in my other preview video, one of my keys to winning was running the ball. The Giants are the worst rushing team and give up 5.8 yards per carry. That's one of the worst I've ever seen, and we attacked it. And what I love about it is Cliff didn't get cute. He threw a fullback in there, threw 2 tight ends in there, and ran right up the gut with Bill Krosky-Mayer. And Bill looked good, man. Bill always breaks arm tackles. He always can make great cuts, but what he lacked was that quick decisiveness to hit the hole instead of waiting to see if the outside's open to make the big run. No, just get the good gash. You'll be able to make plays within the hole, trusting your offensive line. I mean, he did a great job. 96 yards, averaging 5.3 yards per carry, and a touchdown. So I was really impressed by Bill and the offensive line, man, because they were making holes through the running game and also passing game. Mariota was looking pretty comfortable in the second half, because when you do look at Mariota's first half, he looked very uncomfortable behind the offensive line, which was weird because he had time. And I think he was nervous coming in because you're going against Brian Burns, who was second in sacks. And I think it just took time for him to settle in and to realize, oh, offensive line's doing a great job. Connolly had a couple penalties early, but he settled in and he did great. Tunsil, he's been great all year, man. Great signing. Hope we sign him back again. But besides the antsiness of Mariota in the first half, he played a very solid game. And, you know, with Mariota, you're going to get that one mistake, and that's on the next part. We'll get to that soon as well. But Mariota played good, very solid. I believe a big part of our game plan was that smash mouth run in the game and let Mariota throw over the top on these intermediate passes. Now, this last part isn't a key to the game for the offense. It's actually a detriment how we almost gave the game away, because in the fourth quarter, we had 2 fumbles. We were up by 2 possessions, 29-14. Back-to-back possessions, we fumbled. Giants scored on the first one, and on the second fumble, they almost scored, but they're not able to capitalize. So just those little things that we need to clean up. But besides that, a very solid game, offense and defense, and I'm glad we got the win. So what did you see on the game? Were your predictions right? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you later. Have a great day.